Thank you, Ms. Guzman, for being here. I want to say for the record, I've been to Brooklyn, Texas. You need to go to Brooklyn, Texas, and find out what they think about the SBA. You need to go talk to those people. Also, I think that the head of the SBA, regardless of party preference or whoever the president is, should always be for less taxes and less government. You should always stand for that, regardless of who nominated you. I'm a small business owner, have been for 51 years, hundreds of employees. Today I employ. So I feel like I am Main Street America. So I have a few questions to start. I'd appreciate your keeping, it'll be simple, keep your answers to a quick yes or no. First of all, the rollout of the Save Our Sages program you mentioned, it was disastrous. The delays and dysfunctions your agency faced during the implementation prolonged critical aid to small businesses in need. Many of them couldn't stay in business waiting for you. This is unacceptable, and Main Street businesses want answers. So quickly, yes or no, have you held anyone accountable for the failed rollout of the Save Our Sages program that delayed billions of dollars in emergency aid?
I was not happy with the...
Yes or no?
Yes, I transitioned the program. Thank you.
While our economy faces a looming recession, you still publicly support the Biden administration's tax hikes, saying it will clearly affect large corporations. So yes or no, would you support raising taxes on small businesses or individuals earning less than $400,000 per year?
President Biden's plan
yes
does not
no.
affect any businesses
yes or no.
under
Do you believe in raising
400,000.
taxes to small business? It's a simple question.
I agree with the president, yes.
Okay, you will raise taxes. I'll let the record show that.
No, the President Biden will not raise taxes under $400,000.
Okay, well, that's not true. And then don't forget inflation. He's already raised taxes, okay, and done nothing about that. So we are here today to discuss the Biden administration's SBA budget request of $1 billion, a $135 million increase from fiscal year 2021. However, this proposal outlines initiatives that go beyond your agency's core responsibilities. You just want to get into everybody's business. The SBA is tasked with aiding, assisting, and advising small businesses across the country, correct?
Correct.
Which is why it is unclear to me and many others why you would request more taxpayer dollars for climate change within the SBA. So in lieu of directing more money to actual small businesses aid, this request is further proof that President Biden's SBA is completely out of touch with Main Street. Businesses in my district are concerned about their ability to compete in the future and are looking at the SBA to be a nonpartisan, which we don't have, a resource that has their best efforts to be looked at in mind. Administrator Guzman, why should Congress increase funding for your agency without first addressing underlying problems such as your failure to roll out business-saving aid, the significant fraud we've talked about with the SBA programs, and general underperformance? Why should we give you more money? Just continue to do that.
SBA has successfully scaled to meet the needs and really helped millions of businesses, over 8 million unique businesses during COVID relief, done a remarkable job in your districts across our 68 field offices
in my district,
to support
and not in
small
Brooklyn,
businesses.
Texas.
And in addition, we've implemented fraud controls so that we can better get the funds into the hands of the businesses it was intended to serve. And we are committed to making sure that they have the capital that they need, the market access they need, and the technical assistance that they need. That funding for climate is about making sure that businesses can prepare
you don't
and
control
mitigate.
That. You have no business being in that.
It's not for me to engage in climate, but for me to give loans to small businesses.
Okay, I'm running out of time.
Mitigate.
Let me move on. But you don't need to be in everybody's business. Take care of the people that you're required to take care of. The small business owner, the guy trying to make the payroll, the guy that signs the front of the check, not the back of the check, the guy's drawing the line of credit. Help him. He needs help. He doesn't need to worry about the climate change, which is not even part of what you're staffed to do. So small businesses across the United States are still desperate to fill job openings. These labor shortages are hindering business operations and is a driving factor in the supply chain model and inflation issue. I can tell you all about that. A recent report by the Jobs Opening and Labor Turnover Survey found that President Biden's worker shortage remains at historic highs with more than 11 million job openings. So, Administrator Guzman, that is nearly a 4% increase since the last time you testified before this committee. Main Street businesses are bearing the weight of this unsustainable worker shortage, and their optimism is very, very low. So, real quick, what recommendations are you making to small business owners like me who have open jobs that they cannot fill?
When SBA provides services to support small
But
businesses.
you can tell me, I'm a small business owner, so
I
I'd like
appreciate
to
that.
know what to
I
do.
appreciate that, Congressman, and I appreciate your expertise having run and successfully built a business with hundreds of employees. I do, the small businesses that we serve obviously are facing workforce shortages and challenges and have had to compete in this marketplace, this tight labor market. We are, prepared by providing them with technical assistance. About half of our time of our small business development centers and our women business centers is often spent on workforce development issues as well as strategic planning for the businesses.
Believe my
So
time
we're
is up.
committed
Time
to
has
helping those
expired.
businesses survive.
And I will ask the members, please stop badgering the witness. Treat her with the respect that she deserves. Allow her to answer your questions. We never got into this when we were in the minority. We always treated the witnesses with respect. With the ranking member, Mr. Chabot.
Madam Chair.
Let's have a decent, respectful discussion.
Madam Chair, the reason that we're having to interrupt her responses are she's not responsive. She's taken a page out of the Secretary Yellen, the Federal Reserve Bank folks who sit there and tap dance around every single question. We can't get a straight answer. So the only way to talk to her is to request our time back and then redo the question. If she'll give us a straight answer, we'd be glad to continue to have a dialogue with her. But we can't have a dialogue when she won't answer the question.
She is answering the question.
She is not answering the question. With all due respect, Madam Chair, that is not.
You know, when it comes to fraud and abuse, fraud happened because fraud controls were taken away from the previous administration. She reinstituted that. And now you continue to raise the issue of fraud, while the IG and the Office of the Comptroller has stated for the record that they have access to the administration, that they have been implementing their recommendations, and you just continue to bring the same talking points.
If you want to talk about the Inspector General report, let's talk about the entire report. With the entire report, when he was here, we asked the question, okay, are those the changes being implemented? He said yes. Why are we not seeing a drop in the problem with fraud? Because the employees are not adhering to the new principles, the new protocols in place. That's a problem.
Okay.
That goes back to leadership. That's what we're trying to get at.
The chair recognizes the Congresswoman from Georgia, Ms. Bordeaux, for 5 minutes.